it's Holden, it's Title, it's Mangone. It is NBA Hardwood show today. What's going on, people? We got a very special, well, we got two special situations. Title, first of all, Mangone has blessed us with his presence, which is very nice. It's good to see Mangone. Haven't done a show with him in a while. And then, and I'm serious, Mangone. And the second thing is Jay Leggins is giving out another subscription today. Wow, another subscription. He's won 20K plus 2 times here in the last probably month or maybe less than that. And he's like, all right, man, let's just pay it forward. Let's go. So at the end of this show, we're going to give out another free 1-month subscription. So I'm really excited about that. Got a lot of questions. Let's give a shout out to the man 11 for staking Nick with a $111 ticket to MLB. That's awesome too. My goodness, guys, these people, they know what they're doing. I like this a lot. Title, I know I was supposed to eat a hot dog today. Just going to let you know, we're going to wait for Draft Sheet and DC or D-Rock to all be together so we can have a extravaganza is what I'm going to say here. And that'll be that. Are you going to give me a lunch pass? I promise to eat it still. You'll give me a lunch pass though, right?
Yeah, I guess. I was disappointed because I thought you were going to do it on today's show, but JT's not on. Mangone's on instead, so it wouldn't have been the same. You get your pass, but when is this extravaganza going to take place? I've been hearing DC's going to cut his hair for weeks now, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, this is going down. We need JT on the show. When is JT back? Once JT is back, we're done. Yeah. We're going to do it.
He's not. I don't think he's here Thursday, so you might have to push it till next week. And listen, Holden, not a bad idea because NBA slows down here, right? End of the season's on Sunday. We are going to have some hardwood shows for the playoffs, so don't worry. But next week we get like the playing game, so it'll be a little bit more of a baseball week next week. So more eyes on you eating the hot dog and the shaved heads. I'm all for that.
Joseph Matas, wonderful to see you in the chat again. What do you mean? Remind me this is a free show. I know this is a free show. We're going to shave our heads on a free show, or they're going to shave their heads on a free show. Just remember, never bet unless you're getting something back. Okay? Never just say, I'll do this and not do it. So ready to get into some NBA, boys. Huge slate tonight. Before we even start this, Title and Mangone, let's start with you, Title. Any games you just want to wipe off the slate because they're complete garbage and you don't see anybody?
We'll do that when we go game by game and we're looking at it more and discuss. This slate's going to change so much probably. I mean, all these slates later in the year do, but we got Embiid questionable. We got some other people questionable. It's not as long of a laundry list as you think for the questionables that matter too much. I mean, it's long for sure, but I mean, for 11-game slate, I thought it could be longer. Nothing at the top, I'm going to say, but there'll be games and teams throughout when we go that I'll just say, don't worry about them.
All right. Very good. Mangone, any games? Now, I'll just mention the games anyways, but any games that you just look at and puke?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple on this slate, but the thing is, like, news could change and, like, randomly we like that game, right? Like, off the top, I could say, like, the Bucks and Magic, I don't love, but, like, out of nowhere, I could like something. You just don't know. It just, news could hit. Like, Giannis randomly sits, and then it's like, oh, now I have to like some Bucks. Like, so we'll wait and see, I guess, as we go game by game and figure it out. But overall, I like the slate. I think it's interesting, and we're waiting on some news. It should be a fun one. I do hope we get news that keeps hitting. And these slates are good, right? For the people who grind, for the people who are at their computer. Some people, they've already set their lineups in those $15 GPPs for 100K to first. And there are people who will not change their team the rest of the day. Like, they put it in. Now they're on their way home from work. They're going to pick up the wife, have some dinner. And they're not going to change your team. This is a good edge for you guys. So you want news to come and hit. This is a good week for you if you're out here grinding. So we're going to do our best to set you up for the winners here.
Let's get into this, guys. So just one other thing I want to mention, or a few things. So we got LeBron out. We got Time Lord out. For Indiana, we got Brogdon and Lamb out. Still waiting on some news. Questionable players like Embiid, Wendell Carter, Bobby Boucher, and Lou Dort. And then we got a couple doubtful guys. Actually, Jonas Joval is out, isn't he? And Harrison Barnes is doubtful. So that's what we got right now. Title, let's get into this. We'll start with Denver and Charlotte. My question for you would be, is there anybody outside of Jokic and maybe a $4,200 Austin Rivers on DK that you want to even target in this game?
To be honest, I think it's just Jokic. I mean, there's 2 games that lock at 7 Eastern right away. We're not sure if we'll get Embiid news, which definitely is the biggest of the slate. They lock an hour later. you don't want to lock yourself into too much. This is a game that's okay. Jokic is pretty much the only one that I feel good about. Not going to waste a roster spot on anyone else on DraftKings. FanDuel, Michael Porter, 7.1K at small forward. Aaron Gordon's 3.9K if you need it at power forward. So I think those two are viable on FanDuel, or I wouldn't play them on DraftKings. And then it's just Jokic on both sites that I have interest in.
Mangone, what are we doing with this one?
Sorry, Holden, I was typing away. Which one are we on? I was not paying.
We're on the first game. That would be the Nuggets game. What were you doing?
Oh, the Nuggets game.
Mangone, what were you doing?
I'm talking about talking with a buddy about the situation with Embiid, because this slate's gonna be wild. Like, we're just talking through scenarios, like, and I'm excited about it. Like, it's, again, we need the Sixers news. That's actually the specific thing I was talking about. If you're wondering, I was talking about Ben Simmons, because he is the worst and how he can ruin the entire construction that I have in my head that I talked about on the bet side. But and this is actually worth mentioning because it's on the topic. So if Embiid sits, right? Let's say Embiid sits today. Now you already have Tillman on DraftKings, who's a center. 3.6K. He's kind of a lock, right? Title, like a really strong play, going to be on a lot of teams. Now, if I tell you Embiid sits title, what about Dwight Howard? Is he kind of a lock on this slate then?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know about that question. That's what we. Yeah.
So what happens to Jokic now? Jokic's ownership literally changes because.
Well, if we get that before lock, that is.
Yes, correct. That's the key. And obviously managing that is very important. Like, that's one of the biggest things I'm looking at on this slate is what is going to happen with Embiid. It's really, really important. And that ties into Jokic and his ownership, because if we get that news quick enough, if we get it later, then yeah, the ownership won't be as high on it. But if we got the news right now, Jokic's ownership would be a lot lower. It would be very suppressed. Same with a guy like a Vucevic at the center position. And that's going to be a really key point on this slate that I'm looking at when trying to figure out all this injury news. So Jokic, absolutely love him as a play. He's a great play. The problem is, how does he fit your roster construction? Even on FanDuel as well. Again, you can only play one center over there. At least on DK, you have the ability to play two centers. You don't over on DraftKings. You can only play the two options. And Jokic, he's one of the better spend ups. It just depends on your roster construction. Definitely a good raw points guy. I don't mind Campazzo at that 5.7K price tag, right? Campazzo, I think, is still in play. He doesn't fit the roster build for me that much, but he's probably not a bad pivot off of Malachi Flynn at that price tag of 5.3 to 5.7. I don't hate that in tournaments, so I'd look at that. And then on the Charlotte side, I think I'm just absolutely staying away from that team completely. I just don't think you need to go there. I think it's a bad spot and it's a pretty good slate. But the Nuggets, there's definitely opportunity here against a team that struggles in the front court a ton. You got to love a guy like Jokic in this spot. And you have to like Michael Porter Jr. specifically on FanDuel at that 7.1K price tag. JSU will tell you, yes, he's a good play on DraftKings too. With all the value, you can do an overspend on a guy at times, and he still has a ceiling to have a good game, in my opinion. But he's a better play on FanDuel than DraftKings.
Mangone, I'm going to go right back with you in the next game, Minnesota-Detroit. So we've had some games with the Detroit value. I guess tonight it's really Saban Lee at this point. And then on the Wolves side, I mean, you are really taking a big risk if you're rostering Cat tonight, aren't you?
So not kind of. I think because of the way the position is set up, I don't need Cat. But the thing with the Timberwolves, and it wouldn't shock me, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Cat went for a 60-point fantasy. Like, I do think that's like in the range of outcomes for him today, because I don't think he's a guy that's going to sit. The thing with the Timberwolves is they are playing their guys minutes. Now, if you look at the last game, listen, they beat the Magic. At one point, the score was like 80-40, right? Like, they won 128-96. And yes, it was a blowout, but it was a disaster. So Cat's minutes being 29 doesn't shock me. But look, in 29 minutes, he had 50 fantasy points. Now, if he goes for a 37 minutes, 33 minutes, which he did a week ago, I could see him having a big game. It wouldn't shock me at all. Same with like Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell. I think that they have secure minutes. And at this time of the year, I don't mind looking for secure minutes. Now, I'm not prioritizing these three guys. They're not guys I'm jamming into my lineups. But if you're building out your teams and you're looking for like a differentiation play that has upside, I think you can get away with it going a D'Angelo Russell, going an Anthony Edwards, or a Karl-Anthony Towns and feel safe with their minutes. My only issue is there's a lot better plays on the slate. Like I said, I think you can get away with it, but it's not something I want to go out of my way and do.
All right, Title, you heard it. What do we got from the Detroit side, and any interest in any of these Minnesota guys, including Karl-Anthony Towns?
Minnesota's an easy fade. They lock at 7 Eastern. You're taking up roster positions on a team that's fairly healthy, priced right. I don't think you got to go there. Detroit, yeah, I mean, they've been in play. It feels like every slate for a month now because their whole roster's out. Frank Jackson and Josh Jackson are both questionable in this game too, which is actually bigger news than you think. I mean, if they're both out, Saban Lee, 3,400. He ran really good last game. He got 32 minutes when Frank Jackson couldn't return to the game. And if he plays 30 plus minutes, if both these guys are out, he's going to have to. And he's a good point per minute producer. Anytime he's got minutes this year, he's performed. I remember he had like a week where he started a couple months ago and he dominated. He looked really good. I like him a lot at this price at 3.4K. On FanDuel, Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey, 6.2K Stewart, 6K Sadiq Bey, power forward and small forward. Both of them are in play over there. Whereas on DraftKings, 6'6" for Bey, 6'4" for Stewart, who's just center eligible. I don't think I'm going to get there on the dual positional eligibility on DraftKings, but the news is important. Saban Lee becomes a great play. If one of them, if not both of them are out, he's still a good play anyway, but not a lock right now. Killian Hayes would get a boost at 5.4K. So it's mainly the guards I'm focusing on DraftKings and then Sadiq Bey and then Stewart on FanDuel.
A shout out to all of our subscribers hanging out with us today. West Coast Gem, I see you in here. Steve Anthony, Jay Reed, all of our guys, all of our guys. And hello to you guys. And for those of you that aren't subscribers, well, maybe it is time to sign up. But you got one chance today. Right after you don't win, make sure you sign up. Non-subscribers, Jay Leggins. Again, subscriber, hit for 20K plus 2 times in the last month. He's giving away another 1-month subscription. He did it on the baseball show with us yesterday. He's doing it again today. So let's do that. Let's also hit the like button. Look at poor Title. If you don't hit the like button, look what's going to happen to Title.
Well, Holden,
Title might cry.
When are we giving that sub away? I actually saw you tweet that today, and I was like, is Holden like on the edibles? Did he just like tweet the same thing the next day? I didn't know he was doing it twice. So
no, he's doing it twice, dude. He hit me up. These guys hit me up. I don't know why it's me. I mean, we got so many other people here. So they keep hitting me up, probably because I talk with the chat all the time. But they hit me up. They're like, hey, I want to give it away. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. This place is amazing. So we know that.
Shout out to them. We always love seeing that great mojo. And hey, he keeps winning. Maybe a little good karma on his side from that. Shout out to him.
No doubt about it. And it's not just the basketball. I mean, the baseball is going well. Oh, on the bet side, I think he might be on the DFS side too. Snyder, this is like 8 times already. Like, I was so happy because I tailed him on the golf side. He's predicted 8 winners in the PGA Tour out of like 14 weeks. It's on. I had a 17-1 ticket on Rory McIlroy last week, and the dude had it again. So Snyder, shout out to you. Hopefully this gets back to you because I forgot to hit you up in the Discord.
One more shout out for Snyder. First of all, we got the bet show tonight, or the golf show tonight at 8:30 on the YouTube channel. So like and subscribe, and you'll get notified when it goes live tonight. But I do want to mention, even on those 8 of the 14, Holden, if you were holding a ticket, right? Like let's say you had the Charlie Hoffman 35-1 ticket. Jordan Spieth won that event, but Charlie was live all weekend. You could have hedged that and easily made profit off of that ticket. I know Kay Fallick made that profit off of the hedge that he did in that one tournament. I forget which one it was. The one that Scheffler was competing towards the end, and it's the head-to-head one, bracket challenge one. So there was lots of opportunities to do hedges. So be sure to check out the stuff we got over there over at Run Pure Bets. Use the code GETBETS and sign up now.
Oh,
we got a little Pistons news. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, you can read it. Go for it.
Well, Frank Jackson unlikely to play. Josh Jackson likely to play. Saban Lee's a very good play on DraftKings at 3.4K.
Yep. You say Josh Jackson is likely to play?
Correct.
Okay, that's annoying. But
what does that do for you, guys?
I think it's still Saban Lee on DraftKings, 3.4K. They need him at the guard spot, too cheap for his point per minute. I expect him over 25 minutes. FanDuel, I still think it's just and Killian Hayes gets a little bump too, but Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey still on FanDuel. Don't think it changes too much. I wanted them both out personally. What do you think, Mango?
Yeah, I mean, so I could see myself looking back on this slate and being like, why did I roster a Piston here? Now I get it. I get it. I think that there are paths to them being on the winning team, But again, I'm only a one lineup guy. And like, sometimes you're just like, I'm playing cash games. I'm playing the multipliers in some tournaments. And sometimes I just like look back on my end of my night and I'm like, did I really play this guy on like my one lineup on this slate? Like, and that's just where I'm at thinking about the Pistons right now. I think it could be a little too muddy of a situation for me to want to mess with where there's going to be so many good value plays, I think.
All right. So, real quick, Izzy, that's why Izzy's upset at me because I called the non-subscribers a freeloader. Come on, Izzy. I hope you win today, but if you don't, you got to scrape up enough pennies. Just get a 1 month subscription.
I will say I have a bone to pick with one person. I saw a screenshot last night, right? You like these screenshots, right? $24 and the 569, right?
Yeah.
And he goes like, not a subscriber, but like, love the shows and all the good stuff. Give us the good love, but it's like, we want you part of the community, right? We want to turn that 24 now that 560 that you got, we want to help turn that into, 200K. Like, let's get them subscribed. That's the way to do it. If you are listening right now, if you DM me, I'll give you free swag if you sign up. If you show me that you sign up, I will give you the free swag. So be sure to do that. But that's just my little rant for the day, Holden.
What kind of swag are you giving away?
The RPS one, the good stuff.
Okay.
This hat right here, maybe a nice shirt.
We'll have to see what BigT can drop off at FedEx for you.
Hey, how's your hair doing, dude? Are you growing it back out, Title?
No, I just go through the same routine. I get a haircut once every couple months. Usually,
It's all right. Listen,
maybe I'll grow it out. We'll see.
My mom said I'd have more luck with women if I poofed my hair up. So thanks, Mom, for helping me pull some. I really appreciate it. She's a wonderful human being. So our next game, boy, let's hurry it up, guys. Miami and Boston is our next game here. So with the Heat and the Celtics, the Heat, that's it. Like they're pushing for it, right? They got the 6th spot. The Celtics are in the 7th spot. No Jaylen Brown there, but the Heat, man, they don't want to drop into that play-in stuff. So is Jimmy Butler like firmly in play tonight? And what about Jason Tatum title with Brown out now?
Yeah, I like Jimmy Butler a lot. He's going to play all the minutes he can handle today. He's always a good he's been a very good DFS player this year. 9.2K on DraftKings, 9.5 on FanDuel. There's a lot of spend ups on this slate though. Embiid, Jokic, Steph, Luka. He's a nice little discount from the top tier. So I think on DraftKings, he's probably going to come in under owned, pretty low owned for that price. I think he makes he's a very good tournament play with a ton of ceiling, as we know with him. Outside of that, on the Heat side, not really too much. They're pretty healthy again. It's just Jimmy Butler who commands so much of the usage, so much peripheral stats. I'm going to target him. As far as the Celtics side, I'm not going to do Jason Tatum today. I'm going to go all the way up, or I prefer the Jimmy Butler $500 savings. Evan Fournier finally is starting to get his shot back. He looked so bad. I even made a tweet saying he looks like the worst player in the league when he came over when he got to the Celtics for an extended period of time, but finally looking to have his stroke back. He's playing big minutes. He has 51, 33, 35, 37 in the past 4 games for DK points. 5,400 at shooting guard. I think that's a nice price tag that he has a ceiling that he's coming into his own for. So I like him on DraftKings a lot too. Not a game I'm going to have too much of, but it's Jimmy Butler, it's Fournier, and I think it's a good game to watch for sure. I'll be watching it. I know that.
All right, very good. Let's keep going, guys. We've got Mangone's thoughts on this game, I guess. I didn't want to. Sorry about that, Mangone.
No, you got to go to this one for me because I love this. I love one play in this game.
Jimmy,
Title talked about him. It's Jimmy buckets. Listen. I want dudes at the end of the year that are going to try hard, right? That are going to go out there and like get it done for me. I don't want some of these guys that are mailing it in and just relaxing. They're already in. Jimmy buckets, he is grinding for that spot. Does not want to be in the playing game. He'd have talked about kind of running playoff type rotations. And look at that. 36 minutes against Minnesota, 40 against Boston the other day. I am definitely on Jimmy buckets. I want to get some of him. I think he's going to go under owned because everyone's spending on different stars on this slate. And you can get 50 fantasy points from a lot of guys on this slate. I know I feel like I'm getting 50 from Jimmy here. I might even get 60. He is just in such a great spot. And also the thing about him on DraftKings and even FanDuel, which you love about him, The steals and blocks are big over on a site like FanDuel. And then on DK, he's a guy that can get you a triple-double, right? And those triple-double bonuses, they add up. They go a long way. So I do like Jimmy Butler here a lot in this spot. I think he's a really, really strong spend-up option at the small forward position. And then I don't hate going to Dragic if you want to, because I think his playoff minutes are starting to come, but I don't know if they're there yet. You might be a little too early doing that, but I think he's in play. And then Bam at 8.6, you could make a case for it. I think there's better options, but if you wanted to go him as a route to be different and you had $8,600 in your last spot, I wouldn't fault you for it.
You're talking about center being so loaded. I mean, I don't know if you can get to Bam.
I'll say this, if you fall on it, right? So like you're building out the team and like 8,600 your last spot, like that's the only way I wouldn't jam him in. I think if I fell on it, but if you did fall on it, like, is there someone else better at 8,600 specifically? Well, let's look at 8,600 exactly. You got Michael Porter Jr. at 8.5, Middleton 8.5, Edwards 8.4, Drew Holiday 8.4, Kawhi 8.3, Booker 8.2. I mean, have I sold you on one yet title at 8.6? Exactly.
No, it's just more so it's the position. That's all I'm saying. I know what you're saying.
I agree,
if you somehow have a center spot or util spot open, yeah, I get it. But I doubt anyone. I doubt people are going to get it. It'll be 1% probably. I know what you're saying though. Yeah. I shouldn't have. Yeah.
All right, guys. Glory Boys Music 2. Joined the community last night. Doubled my money. Let's get the likes up, people. Come on. I'm right there with them. Again. You know, if you play $20, let's say you play $20 tonight, okay? And then, you know, you win 80. That's it. Just sign up. In the long term, it's gonna make a lot of sense. That's all I can tell you. And we're giving away that free subscription thanks to Jay Leggins. So at the end of the show, Izzy, freeloaders only are available to win that. You know, they get. For those subscribers, you get behind the paywall. You know how great it is. You know how it's helping you win. Clippers Raptors is our next game title. So with the Raptors, they're going to throw a bunch of scrubs out there tonight. And I wonder, can you tell me who? Like, is it Freddie Gillespie? Is it Watanabe? Who are the guys that Toronto could roll out there? And then on the other side, like, oof, if it is a blowout, how do you trust any Clippers?
Yeah, so I'll go Raptors side first. Malachi Flynn is very good play on both sides. He's been in this spot a lot in the past. He's performed really well. Price tag's back down to the 5.3K range. So I have a lot of interest in him both sides. And then on DraftKings, the guy that I'm looking at for cheap is Jalen Harris. He's 3,100. He played 29 minutes last game, had a very good game as well. He shot the ball well. He got some rebounds. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to get high 20s, low 30s minutes again. And at 3,100, that definitely screams as very good value on this slate with studs that we want to get to. So those are my two favorites. I'm not going to play Jalen Harris on FanDuel. He's 4,200 point guard only, but 3,100, I have a lot of interest in. Outside of him, like maybe a Watanabe, maybe a Stanley Johnson. All these Raptors are cheap. I wouldn't play like three of them today like I did yesterday with the Cavs. It's not the same situation. It's not the same slate, but you can play two of them. Jalen Harris and Malachi Flynn are my favorite. Malachi Flynn is my favorite, but that also will probably be the highest owned. I think Watanabe or Stanley Johnson is a great pivot. On the Clippers side, though, I don't have too much interest on the Clippers. I'm probably going to full fade this team. And then it gives us a little more time. This is the second 7:30 game that locks. Embiid news should be coming right around this time if we don't get it earlier. So definitely something to monitor. You don't want to lock too many spots, but you need some Raptors, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters. Devontae Graham is a game time decision. So we could talk about that if you really want to. But Mangone, this game, can we trust playing some value on the Toronto side? And what do you do with the Clippers?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the starting lineup's going to be because, like, I think the starting lineup could indicate what they're doing. Like, if you see, like, a Harris, like, get put into that lineup, right? Like, that would entice me to think that he is a guy that's going to get, like, some serious run. And they're looking at, like, some maybe other guys, right? That would maybe make me a little more concerned about maybe a Gary Trent Jr., right? Because maybe they don't give him that full run late in the game. Now, they don't have a lot of bodies, and Boucher is key to this, too, because if Boucher is in, he's a good fantasy point producer, right? So he would eat into some of these other players. I like the Harris idea on DK at 3-1. I think he's in play as a value. Really like Gary Trent. Again, he's a shooting guard, small forward eligible guy. So you can play him at shooting guard. You can play him at small forward. You can play him at guard. forward utility. That's 5 opportunities to roster Gary Trent Jr. So I expect his ownership to be up a bit. And I think he's a really strong play at 6K. But I want to see what that lineup's going to look like. I like Malachi Flynn, 5.3K. I think he's definitely in play. I know he has burned some people lately, but this is a different role for him, right? We have Siakam out. We have Lowry out. We have Van Vliet out. OG Anunoby. I mean, there's opportunity here for Malachi Flynn to have a big game. So I do not want to ignore him in this spot. I think those are 3 really strong plays. And then the other guys, I'm really trying to figure out what to do with, like, is Bembry starting? Because if Bembry starts at 3.7, then he's more in play, in my opinion. If he doesn't start, I mean, he's fine, but not a guy I'm prioritizing on my lineups. And then Gillespie, if he starts, he would be interesting, but he's only center eligible at 3.2. So again, that muddies some things up. And same with Kem Birch, 6.2K. Center is loaded. Do I want to actually spend it on Kem Birch? I know he has that upside to get like a 40-point game, but I just don't think it's the right price on Kem Birch. I don't think it's the right slate. Just not a lot of things lining up for him. So if I have to rank these Raptors, Holden, I'm going to rank them as, we'll go with Malachi Flynn as we'll go with Gary Trent as my number 1, Malachi Flynn is my number 2, and then Harris is my number 3.
I do like Trent more on FanDuel, I will say. 4.9K. Good. He's playable on DraftKings too, but that price is really good on FanDuel. I forgot to mention him.
Yeah, it's a great price title and good point to bring up.
All right, very good. Guys, let's get the lights up right now. Let's do it. Come on. We're giving away stuff. You know what, Mr. Mangone? You do a lot of these free shows too. What's the number we're looking for today? Because I can always give away the sub on the baseball show on Friday if we don't get to your number.
I mean, we got 411. I appreciate the guys who are here because these are like the grinders, man. Like if you're not tuning into NBA for now, so let's just make it simple. We're at 417 right now. Let's make it 200. Let's just get to half.
Nothing.
I like these guys that are grinding it out here. That's what I want to be at.
Yeah, that's terrific. Plus, you grind out basketball, it goes right into the baseball season. So that's nice, Mangone. That's a wonderful way of putting it.
Well, listen, you got to like the guys that are still here grinding out. This is not the easiest week. It's an easy. People saying, Chad, I might take this week off. No, we're not taking this week off. There's still money to be won. We're out here grinding, and we're going to take it down, Holden.
I'm not taking off either, and that's it. So you know what? Shout out to people like Izzy who are actually still grinding. That I love busting balls.
Bobby's with me. He said the Gens are here. We are. We're going to step on their throats, Holden. We're taking this down. We're winning tonight.
I'm getting close to baseball. I'm telling you right now. Philadelphia and Indiana. So we got no Brogdon, no Lamb. And then we're still waiting on the Embiid news title. So if Embiid is out, what are we doing here? Either way with Embiid.
So if Embiid's in, I like him on both sides for his price. He gets the discount from Jokic. He's in a great spot, I think, against Indiana. I'm not worried about their front court at all with just Sabonis. If he plays, I like him. If he's out, then you got guys like Ben Simmons, Seth Curry gets a little bump, Tobias Harris. This is the biggest news on the slate for sure. There's nothing you can really do before this news. You just have to have a plan like we talked about earlier. I wouldn't be BigT 777 today and leave no roster spots open for this game. You can plug a couple guys in. We mentioned some Detroit guys, Toronto and stuff, but you're going to have to be waiting for this news for sure. If Embiid's in, I like Embiid on both sides. Probably would just leave it there. Simmons at 6.7K on FanDuel is interesting. He's on the cash chart, but I know we talk about it every time on here. He's just not a good basketball player. I hate rostering him, but it'd be hard not to if Embiid is out. That's the news we're waiting on. I like Embiid a lot, though, if he is in. Otherwise, right. Tobias, Simmons, Seth, these guys are going to be good plays.
Mangone, give me both sides of the Embiid situation if he plays, if he doesn't, and then the Pacer side of things, too. And I get it. If Embiid is out, then we can go Sabonis. I mean, maybe we can go with Sabonis anyways. So let's go. Give me a nice breakdown of this game.
Yeah, I think I only am interested in Sabonis if Embiid is out. I think that's my current lean on that. But I'll say this, if Embiid is in, you can make an argument on FanDuel to play him at 9.7K. I mean, we saw the other day, first of all, the Sixers, they are really good at letting down. They are definitely never going to just blow a team out. They play down their competition a ton. Like we saw the other day, one of our subs won, I think he won 100K with Joel Embiid at 4% or 3% owned. And like Joel Embiid will not be owned. And on FanDuel, 9.7K, he could have a massive ceiling game. So if Embiid is in, that's the case to be made to playing him over on a FanDuel or even on a DK. You can make an argument that the low ownership at the center position, he did it literally a week ago against the Pelicans. I mean, if the game is close, he's going to play the whole time. and it could be a really good back and forth game. So I don't hate it, but not something I'm going to do. Again, I play one lineup. Not going to be playing Embiid on my teams. I'll probably be paying down at center.
Hold on. You play one lineup a night, and that's it.
Well, one lineup on FanDuel and DraftKings. It's
Me
in
too.
tournaments. It's in cash games.
One lineup.
Except not in tournaments for me.
But that's cash. That's one lineup for cash games.
Yeah, so I do a mix of
both.
Which
is normal.
Yeah, so I do a mix of both, Holden. I will put it in the cash and the tournament, but I don't just take a guy that I know is safe and going to get me 20. Like I do shoot for some ceiling sometimes. If I see a player that's like a higher owned cash play, I might fade it for a guy that I think might be a better pivot. It depends on the slate and what I'm looking at. But I think ultimately Embiid in tournaments, if you are someone playing multiple teams, it's interesting if he is in, especially on FanDuel at 9-7. I do want to talk to Title a little bit about this Simmons situation because I personally think, Title, I love the idea of paying for 2 or 3 studs every night. That's been what I feel like I've been doing over the past however many weeks or month. But my problem is we have some Raptors we want to mix in. Kind of like yesterday, we wanted to mix in some Cavs, like the Sextons, the Allens, the Leverts. Those were guys in the mid-tier that were kind of mixed in throughout lineups. I could be missing someone else, but today it seems like we want to mix in these Raptors guys. Now, what if you want to mix in Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris? Now, that's another tough spend. And if you want to mix in too many of these guys, Title, my fear is, are you maybe only going to be able to get one stud? And do you want to blow up your entire roster construction for a Ben Simmons and a Tobias Harris, right? Like, that's the question. And I don't know the answer to that because if you look at the Indiana Pacers, they don't have any rim protection, right? They also play at a fast pace. They don't play any defense. I mean, this is a dream matchup for Ben Simmons, Title. Absolute dream matchup. But we haven't seen him be the ball handler alpha, and it's been really frustrating all season long. So can you actually pull the trigger on Ben Simmons? Because I feel like he's going to ruin my construction. Or same with like a Tobias Harris. I think he's just going to ruin my entire lineup construction, and I'd like to get him in there. But I think that's going to be a problem with kind of my whole team, Title.
Yeah, so I think that question goes based on what do you think of the studs today? Do you think Luka's in that great spot, even though he's been a letdown recently? Do you think Jokic or Steph, do you really like the spot for them where you want to jam them in? Or would you be fine if you went like a Jimmy Butler, one of Tobias and Simmons? You can still get one pay up and then you can float. I mean, we don't have that Cavs one spot like yesterday where we can play 5 of them all 3.4K and below and then just pay all the studs we want. I don't think. I mean, yes, Saban Lee's fine. We'll get to some Memphis value. Toronto a little bit, but Malachi Flynn's still 5.3K. I think the 3 stud builds you're not playing the 3 stud build if you play one of Simmons and Tobias, but I do think I'd rather play one of them if Embiid is out. I always like Tobias for that price tag. I think I'd be good with just going 2 studs and then mixing in more of the mid-tier range personally.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, so let's say he is out. Now you're interested in Howard, obviously, as a great option, but you're also interested in Sabonis a little bit more, I think. Now, obviously, Dwight Howard's not someone to attack, but Sabonis has just been so good. It's like he's a spend up now that's in play that I want to consider. And because he's forward eligible, he has a little bit more value than someone like a Jokic, right? That, again, I like Jokic a ton, but it's just that center spot could end up getting taken care of by other options. And now I can spend up at the forward position. So I like Sabonis. I'm not prioritizing him. I like LeVert in this situation, but I don't like this matchup for him compared to all these other values on the slate. I think it's a good spot to kind of stay away from LeVert here.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm not going to have much interest in Indiana. I don't like picking on Philly. It's 11 game slate. Sabonis would be the one if Embiid is out, like you said, 10.4K, but there's Luka, there's Jokic, there's Steph, there's KD. There's a lot of spend ups. And yeah, I know we had a monster game yesterday and blah, 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 but he falls down the list for studs for me today. I don't think I get him. He makes sense in tournaments if Embiid is out though, like you said, power forward and center eligible, but I play one lineup too. I know I won't be going there.
Mangone, I love your questions. I think they're great. That being said, we got our Luck to Lock show, me and Big T and JSU. So come on, man.
We have bad games coming up that we can cross off.
You don't care about bad games. Are you kidding me?
For DFS, yes.
You're telling me this Mavericks game is an amazing for DFS?
That's a good one, but there's other ones
I
later.
don't know if it is actually. I mean, listen, let's talk about this for a second. Because on the Grizzlies side, you got no Jackson, so maybe Brandon Clark. And then on the other side, Luka. So, Mangone, tell me this. with Luka, right? And the usage goes up without Porzingis, so he's just in another spot where he could just crush. What is it like? I think he's gone up from like 35 to 37% usage. It's Luka anyway. So give me a breakdown there, Luka, the Memphis side, and who else then do you think is viable from this game?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we could talk a lot about the other ones because this one's quick, Holden. We can get this one really done. It's a good game, though. You like Dylan Brooks, good play as like a fill-in option, more on a FanDuel. Bane, interesting fill-in option at that 4.1. But the real guys to talk about here are Tillman and Brandon Clark. Those are the two guys I'm keying in on as really good value plays that you're going to want to mix and match throughout your lineups. Now, Clark is a forward and Tillman's a center. And because Tillman's a center, not as much eligibility for him, but I think you can play both and get away with it. I think Kyle Anderson at 5'6" is not a bad play. I think there is opportunity there for him, but there's some better plays on this slate. But I wouldn't be shocked if like a Kyle Anderson was an interesting leverage option at that 5.6 if you fall there. I don't hate it. I don't think I need to pay for John Morant at 8K, but on FanDuel at 7-1, definitely don't mind going to him as an option. And then on the Dallas side, it's really Luka or bust for me. I mean, again, he's at forward. He's also at guard. You can roster him in many different spots. He's a good raw points play. If you're playing some Grizzlies, he's a good run back option. Like this game, definitely interested in Luka and some of the values on Memphis.
All right. Kate Fallick said he wants on the chart master himself.
Hop on.
Well, I want him to hop on. I need like Mangone said, to 200 likes. Let's go. Let's get it going. We're giving away a free subscription. The chart master, the professor, Kay Fallick wants to hop on. Are you kidding me, people? Do you know what you're getting today? All right, Title.
Those lights up and get Kay Fallick on. The people will get us there. I have pure faith in them getting it done. So send Kay Fallick the link, and we'll be quick on these games. There's some bad games later on.
No, we can take our time now. I mean, we just needed you to settle down, pal. Title. Let's go.
Very similar to Mangone. Brandon Clark and Tillman are the best on both. I mean, they're the best on DraftKings for sure. Dylan Brooks is better on FanDuel than he is DraftKings. The one guy Mangone didn't mention that I think's in play on both sites is slow-mo Kyle Anderson, mid 5K price range. This Memphis side is one of the best on the slate for value-wise with Joe Val, with all the injuries. I could list them, but they have a lot of injuries in the front court. That's why we're attacking them. Price tags are good, 3.4, 3.6 for Clark and Tillman. As far as the other side, Dallas, it's just Luka for me on both sides that I have interest in. I expect him to be one of the more popular spend ups. And if he's going to be the most popular above all the other ones, I'm just going to go to either KD or Steph or Jimmy Butler and stuff like that, because I think there's so many studs in good spots where I don't want to eat the chalk in tournaments. I'd rather just eat it in cash games.
No, I'm with you, man. All right, Kay Fallick, come on over, buddy.
We got to talk. Kay Fallick said he wants to be on he said no, the before lock show. So is he talking about the?
Oh, he wants to be on that show.
He doesn't want
what are you throwing this in the chat now for, Kay Fallick? We're trying to get done by the Up to Lock show. What is the matter with you?
He just teased everyone in chat too.
Oh,
they're all excited for him. And
now you got to sign up for Run Pure Sports. Kay Fallick's going to be on the Up to Lock show. Yeah, come on, Kay Fallick.
Yeah, and someone in the chat says Luke is not going to be like up for these meaningless games. Well, this game's not completely meaningless. I mean, this game matters. Do you want to play the Nuggets in the 4 seed or the Clippers in the 3 seed? Like, I think these games matter for Dallas. I think they care. So I would not say this is a game that does not matter. And also, they're not completely out of not playing in that playing game. There's a chance. I guess it's like not like a high percentage. They're only 2 games up on the Lakers, but it's worth mentioning. Dallas, they want that seed, right? They want to have that 5 spot.
So, Mangone, the Nets and the Bulls. The Nets are 5-point favorites in this one. Besides for Irving and Durant, anybody on the Brooklyn side, and why would I play anybody on the Chicago side tonight?
So here's the case I'll make. I did the bet show with JSU at Run Pure Bets. We do it at 1:00 most days. We talked about this game and we said, hey, JC was mentioning Vucevic as a good spend up option where like he's just going to be unowned and is against the Nets. It's like a perfect matchup. He sees high usage. Makes a ton of sense. If you build your team out, if you put Vucevic on your team and run it back with KD or Kyrie, your team's instantly different. Plug in all the chalk, right? Pull up the cash chart, plug in some chalk, call it a day. I think it's not a bad route to go in tournaments. Like literally, if you're just playing like 5 teams in that $15 GBP, make one of those teams Vucevic with either Kyrie or KD, and then build out your team with a lot of the value plays on Memphis and Toronto. Look for a couple other guys here and there to fill out your lineups. And I think you can make a really, really strong team. So I think it's a really good route to go.
I like that. All right. Title Town. What do you got from this one with Brooklyn, Chicago? Will you be playing Durant or Kyrie in general?
Yeah, Durant at 9.9K on DraftKings. I definitely have a lot of interest. Small forward and power forward eligible too. No one's going to stop him on the Bulls. I mean, no one can stop him, period. He has a lot of upside at that price tag. So definitely in one of the studs that I'm definitely considering. Outside of him, like, yeah, Kyrie's a fine pivot. I wouldn't play KD and Kyrie together at those elevated price tags on the slate. The one low-owned guy on the Nets that I think, he's going to be very low-owned, played 27 minutes the past 3 games, is Blake Griffin. And he's power forward and center eligible. I know I've critiqued Blake Griffin so much during the trades and all that, but he's looked better. He has a role in this team for sure. That price tag with 27 minutes, he has a lot of upside, and he'll be sub 5% on this 11-game slate. So that's the Nets are fine. One at KD, Kyrie, I'm fine with. Blake Griffin, nobody on the Bulls though on the slate.
All right, good news here. We got the 200 likes basically. We got free subscription.
You see K Falik?
No. K Falik, we're saving for the. What do
you mean? He's here.
No, I thought we were saving you for the premium. What the hell are you doing, K Falik?
He's been there for like 2 minutes.
I'm just sitting here watching. Keep talking.
You're so good with your charts. Why are you on the free show? You're only behind the
because
paywall.
The people deserve the charts. They deserve the charts.
All right, what do you want?
Give us your number one chart. Like
I want y'all to keep on talking. The show has to end soon.
No, please. What did you want to say? Thank you for gracing us.
No, I'm good.
If you're not going to say anything, I'm going to have Simon kick you off the show.
Y'all are doing a great, fantastic job.
Kick him off the show. Simon, get him out of here and make sure he comes on for the premium show.
I will say the Brooklyn-Chicago game I don't have interest in. So chart-wise, no interest.
Are you going to talk, or are you just going to sit there and stare at us like a?
No, I'm going to talk whenever you want me to talk. But I'm going to.
All right, good.
I want you to keep this show going. I gotta.
Just wanted to make sure
he has the best. He has the best face on the. People had to look at a nice looking face on here, so that's why he popped on.
And I just posted the chart GIF in the chat for the people on the Discord chat. So K Falik in the charts, the big T.
Do you want? It literally says on your chat. Do you want to remove Kevin Falik? I just saw that on the show.
No, well, here's the other thing. They're like, he's been on the show for like 2 minutes. I don't look at these guys when I'm doing it. I treat it like radio. It's like they're talking to me. I'm researching. I'm looking up stuff. So that's how it is. So it does take me a couple minutes to see them. Anyways, let's just keep moving on. Hit the like button, and that's about it. No edibles. No edibles. I'm doing great. And yes, we love K Falik. Okay, K Falik. We talk trash to him just like we talk trash to me because we love him. And the same thing with Mangone. Nobody says anything bad about Title. Title's just a good kid.
Title probably takes them. I know, definitely Holden. Title's right behind Holden for the most flack taken, probably. But
not even close.
A tier way below Holden. You're in your own tier, but
K Falik. No, don't.
All right. We're not
on K Falik.
All right, we got to move this show on.
The subscribers love K Falik. But he comes on that Up to Lock show. He knows he's walking into the Lions den, man, because it's relentless on K Falik.
It's okay.
Relentless.
We can take it.
Yeah,
a lot of it's funny.
Yeah, most of it's funny. That's why we take it.
Yeah. You go. We really don't even need to talk about these last games because today is just a stack up the first 2 games and win all the money, in my opinion.
You're avoiding Embiid news. That doesn't matter.
Always. They're in the playoffs.
These next games are pretty terrible. I'm not gonna.
All right, well, let's go through them. Let's just go through them really quick.
They'll be quick.
Orlando, Milwaukee, Mango.
Next.
Yeah, let's talk the title of the Bucks expert because I am not.
All right, Bucks expert, let's go.
I'm not playing anyone in this game.
Good. Phoenix, Golden State, Steph Curry.
Next.
No, not a pass. I mean, you can't ignore Curry. I don't think he's someone just you completely ignore. We know what he can do. We know what his upside is. Not the easiest matchup in the world. He's definitely one of the stars you should be considering on this slate because of the ceiling he has. But other than that, I don't want to touch many other players in this game. I guess you could make a case out of the Suns. They're playing against the Warriors, and it's a pace-up spot, so maybe you can mix and match some guys in tournaments. But I think it's really just Curry or bust for me.
I don't even know what we're doing. K Falik hates all these games.
No, I don't. I think
we get the 300 likes. Not only are we giving out a subscription because we already hit that. K Falik's going to show you a chart. But you got to get the 300 likes is all do you have a chart there? Or are you going to make it by the end of the show?
I can come up with one, but I will say that Ayton is a good GPP play because Golden State doesn't know how to defend centers still.
Oh, and you wanted to poo-poo that game. And now all of a sudden it's Ayton.
By saying it's a GPP play.
Title? The Curry Ayton combo is not the worst idea. I think it's a tournament route that you can go with. You start with that and you're totally different already.
Damn straight it is.
All right. Yes, it's Steph for sure. I would not overlook Steph. 4.5 point spread. I mean, he definitely is going to show up for this game. I think Steph's a very strong play. And then don't forget Chris Paul on the other side too. If they're going 8 inside for tournaments, which I think is very viable. Chris Paul is 7.8K. These are the type of games that he just goes nuclear on. So I like him as a tournament play as well.
Darth Anger, I don't like you today. You're being mean. Thank you. Next, Kate Fallick. Tell him where it's at, buddy. How many more games? This is just like we're rolling through horrible games. Knicks and the Lakers. Kate Fallick, will you at least make an argument for Anthony Davis tonight?
I will make an argument for charts if you would like me to, but Anthony Davis is a good play here.
Oh, I want some charts, Kate Fallick.
Does anybody know? I'm going to pose a question to the three of you. Last game, anybody have a clue how many minutes Reggie Bullock played?
27.
I'm not going to look at all. My guess is I haven't been following the Knicks. Is it still in like the 40s, or is he finally out of his rotation?
40s.
He's been playing in the 40s. So I'm going to say because the way Kate Fallick phrased it, I'm going to guess 43 or 44.
It's either 40s or it's either 20. It's one of the.
I'm going 27. I'm just going to completely go the other way.
He played 46 minutes last game.
Wow, Thibodeau loves this guy.
Any guesses on RJ Barrett?
Probably 39.
40. Did he play 42?
45.
Oh, jeez.
Dude. That is
Thibodeau loves Bullock. I hate
all I am, and then what's really confusing about this one is not confusing necessarily, but Nerlens Noel got a lot of run in the first 3 quarters and then didn't see the court in the fourth. Tight rotation, like we're back. If Burks is out tonight, you got a tight rotation again right now in New York. So I think that makes them interesting. He also hates Elfrid Payton right now. So you can just cross him off the list, basically cross off Frank the Tank unless he goes nuts in his 5 minutes that he's on the court in the first quarter. And then you have Taj Gibson, and then you have everybody else playing 40 plus minutes. Anthony Davis is a good play as well. I don't know if I'll get there. I think he's too expensive, but it's a good play with his usage.
Okay. Mangone, let's go to you.
Yeah, and real quick, I got to get on Sean. So I like to get on Kay Fallick too. It's a good time, but you don't have to get on him for Max Struss every single day. Kay Fallick is out here. He's trying to look for differentiation plays at times, right? And sometimes you're going to recommend a guy that's not the best, but Kay Fallick didn't play him. If you were in the Discord chat, Kay Fallick did not play.
Oh, Mangone. Kay Fallick can defend himself.
Look,
he left his chair. He didn't even want to look. He didn't even want to listen to you. He's like, get out of here already, Mangone. Title, please. I didn't even want Mangone's thoughts on this.
No, I didn't go far. He
can stick up on it for himself, Mangone. Come on, he's a grown-ass man.
He can keep on talking Max Struss all he wants. I've said it a million times. The joke will get old one day. I didn't play Anderson Varejao. Yeah. Max Struss got minutes. Anderson Varejao did not.
Title.
Anthony Davis is too expensive for me in this game. I mentioned so many other stars I like. You got to eliminate some. As far as the Knicks, I mean, yeah, Bullock might be playing 45 minutes, but I'm still not clicking Bullock at 4,900. Just one of those players. Definitely makes sense. If I did anyone, it would be Julius Randle, but he's 9.4K, and I'd rather just play Jimmy Butler at 9.2K, I think. Can't play everyone up there. This game's a fade for me.
Bobby Boucher is going to start today for the Toronto Raptors.
That takes usage away.
He's only playing some minutes, I think, though. They said so. Nurse says Boucher could even see some time at the small forward. So, Kay Fallick, for your charts, make sure to take a note of that. He should see time at the small forward in experimental lineups to see how he looks there defensively. Also says they're rolling out a true game plan scheme to see how young guys do, not pulling back based on personnel, real trial game. And in fact, there's
just post this into Discord. That's a lot of information to take in.
Yeah, come on, Mangone.
Sorry.
Mango's just he's not hosting and he's just all out of whack. It's just there's too much information for him to handle.
This matters. Him starting him.
I know it does, but give it to the Discord, like Falik said, the chart master.
I mean, listen, I'm trying to help the people out. I'm trying to give them the winners.
I want to be
Holding Mangone in the octagon coming up next. RPS.
No, we're not even rivals anymore. It was all JSU's thing. I'm just saying. Gosh, the one day I try to keep the show on time. The one day.
Yeah, you are doing well. I will say that, Holden.
Thank
you have been sharp today.
All right.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks. Anybody else want to mention what's going on in this Knicks-Lakers game, or is it time to move on?
Yeah, 80 is a good spend up and then move on.
Okay. All right. You know what, Mangone? Let's start with you on our last game of the night. Two dog crap teams that are playing in the middle of the night. OKC at Sacramento. Just because the teams stink doesn't mean we can't find some people to play here. So, Mangone, A, are you looking at this game? B, if you are, who are you looking at?
I don't love this game. I'm trying to think if there's anything I really want to go for. I mean, I guess you can make some cases for like Metu and Terrence Davis, but I think there's just better values on this slate. You can mix and match some of these guys throughout your lineups. The only other concern is the late game, right? So it's at 10, and like, what are you swapping to if there's any issues? There are some guys you can go to, but there's not a lot of just great spots to go to if something goes wrong, right? Like, for instance, let's say you try to wait for some news that falls your way. Well, what other news could there be? And I just don't love it. So I don't think I want to mess with these games too much. I think my night's going to end a little bit early tonight. I'll be sitting there. Hopefully I'm at the top of the leaderboards and waiting for people to try and catch up to me.
Hold on. So you and K Falik are just going to lock in the first two games, kick back, and hope your baseball lineups cash.
For the most part, maybe there's a chance I maybe play Curry in the late game. Like, that's the one guy, or AD, but like, that's really it. I don't want to mix too many of these guys throughout my lineups. Maybe Metu, but again, I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's that great of a value, and there's better values earlier on that I want to attack.
Kate Falik, are you really fading all the games except the first two? What are you doing with this one?
I haven't decided, to be honest. I have not fully decided yet, but I will say that the first two games are my favorite games so far. But if you want to, in regards to this last game, on this Sacramento OKC game, you just got to decide which route this game's going to go. Is it going to be a blowout, or is it going to be close? If it's a blowout, then you're looking at Luke ball and you got OKC ball, where they already spread the wealth around because they don't have any good players. So if not, though, you still have DeLon Wright is priced high on both sides now, but he could easily hit that tag if the game stays close. And I think that's where it gets interesting, is if the game stays close, he could get you to 50 points still easily. So that's what is interesting there. And Metu is interesting, I guess, if you think the game blows out. He's going to get the blowout run. He gets run during the game as well. OKC is too many guys. I just don't. I'm not going to sit and wait for injury news on Ty Jerome and Dort to make my decisions on OKC. I'll find other routes.
All right, Title. Let's go. Final word on this late game tonight with two garbage teams.
Yeah, OKC, I agree with Falik. I don't think you got to wait for it. Svi Mykhailiuk could be the best one. If both of them were out, I'd be fine with him. Late slate, after hours, he'd be a good play, but not going to wait on the main slate. As far as Sacramento, yeah, Medu, I think, is a good tournament pivot if you think it's going to be a blowout from Brandon Clark or Tillman, who are going to be 10 times higher owned than him at the same price tag, still power forward and center eligible, but it's very risky. I mean, you need the game script to go right. The only other one, Terrence Davis, 5.3K. He has the shooting guard and small forward eligibility, which I like too. He's going to play about 30 minutes. He's always going to come in and chuck, which we like. He has upside for that price, but it's not a game I'm really going to have too much of, just a one-off, if anything. Richaun Holmes' price on FanDuel is fine too at center, which isn't the best position.
Ooh, I like to see this in the chat. Glory Boys music too. If he ships tonight, he's buying someone a sub. This is just beautiful stuff. This place, you talk about the mojo. So here we go. We got all our plays of the day. K Falik, you came in late, so I don't know if we're gonna get. You don't even want to play of the day.
We need a K. If he's on,
Fine.
we need a charts play of the
All
day.
right, fine. Bye. I'll just give it real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ready to go, but I'm going to my boy Facu again.
Okay,
Facundo Campazzo.
Real quick, we just got news that Monte Morris is in and Aaron Gordon. Does that change?
I am no longer on Facundo Campazzo.
There you go. Night. No more Facundo Campazzo.
I got mine ready if you want me to go, Holden. I'm ready to go.
Well, here's the deal. Before we do that, I just wanted to get K Fallick out of the way. Okay. We needed to figure out what was going on with. Are you stopping by the premium show too? The final countdown?
Absolutely. I was planning on originally, and you called me out on this.
All right.
show.
So here's the deal. We're going to have Mangone pick out the free sub today from Jay Leggins, the free monthly sub. So title, what do they have to type in the chat in order for them to be eligible to win?
We'll just do not a member. Don't spam it. Don't spam it. If he sees it multiple times, Mangone won't pick
not
it.
A member.
Not a member.
Yeah, not a member. That's all we got to do. Mangone, before you get to your play of the day, what are we calling it these days? It's not dry hump.
I don't know. I don't really. That's what Title didn't take it, so then I took it.
All right, whatever. Mangone's play of the day.
Doesn't matter where it's a winner, Holden. Because I love this play.
Yeah.
I love Jimmy Buckets today. I think. Sorry, Title. Don't know what to tell you. That's why I wanted to go first, because Jimmy Butler has been my guy. Been keying on all day. And he's an amazing play. I also, again, you got to read the room. This ain't my first rodeo, Title. I had a feeling the way you talked about him. He was the guy you're going to be on, so I wanted to get mine in. So you can work that out. You'll find a way to get it done. I just threw a nice hook at you, Title. You're a little dizzy. You'll figure it out, Mr. SO. You'll find a play. Give me Jimmy Buckets though. He goes for a nice. We'll go with 60 fantasy points against the Celtics. Jimmy minutes, Jimmy Buckets. He's going to get it done today.
So before we get to the SO play of the day, I want to know how long you want me to chant SO for you, Title. I can do it for 45 seconds, but how long?
Just a quick 3 second today.
SO play of the day.
I think your mic did cut out, but that was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No, yeah, you were good. No, you were good. You don't need to hear it again. That was good. Jimmy Butler was going to be mine, Mango, and that's why I wanted to go first. I'm going to go with someone really low owned then. I mentioned about him earlier, going to be 3%. It's Blake Griffin at 4,900. I like his power forward and center eligibility too. No one's going to play him. He's got 27 minutes the past 3 games, has a higher usage than people think on this team. So give me Blake Griffin as the SO. Jimmy Butler, you compare him with. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Edibles play of the day. Just go with LeVert and move on. Just simple.
Mine is Killian Hayes now, everyone. Killian Hayes has taken the spot.
I like it. You like, so what about, so would you play him and Saban Lee together? I know the prices are fine and stuff like that's. It's a tournament question though.
So the answer is that I think that a lot of these Detroit guys are in play, even with Josh Jackson being back. I think they're definitely in play. I would definitely consider them together. I would also add, people are going to ignore Sekou. I think Sekou could have a good game tonight against Minnesota. They need his height versus these power forwards they have on that team. So it could be a good spot for him as well.
All right, guys, here we go. We need to give one lucky non-member a 1-month subscription thanks to our subscriber, Jay Leggins, who all he does is keep winning from our information. Now, I don't remember who I said to pick it out, but by all means, whichever one of you I said to pick it out, go pick it out. Was it you, Title?
It was Mango. Do you got it?
Let's go. You have the chat up?
I got it. So Mother's Day just was around the corner, right? So we're going to go with Katie Ann Danforth, not a member. I assume Katie Ann is a lady. I don't know if she's a mom, but
look at these guys.
We're going to go with the lady. Let's give the lady some love here towards the end of the season. We'll go with Katie Ann Danforth. You are not a member, but hit up info@RunPure Sports. And we'll hook it up for you and get it all taken care of.
So first of all, D-Rock picks a lady, Mangone picks a lady. I am all for more women in our industry. I'm serious. There's just not enough of you, and a lot of you know what you're doing. So that's it. Wonderful. Good job. Jeremy Williams says he's not a member. He's banned. What'd you do to get banned, dude? You probably deserved it then. Title, any other words you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, last word. Holden, you deserve a compliment today. You were spot on. Show started a little late too. You kept it an hour. It was a good show. It was a good show. Hey, you don't get all the props all the time. Good show today. It was fun.
Why don't I get all the props all the time? Because I'm too self-deprecating, and I enjoy the shit talking. Mangone, final word.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say to Jeremy, the guy who said he's banned or whatever. Jeremy, I don't know what you did. If you can let me know what you did. If you make the right apologies, maybe I can pull some strings and get you back in. But I don't know. I don't know what you did. I can't make any promises, but I'll tell you this. I'll give you an opportunity to plead your case to me if you DM me at Travis Mangone on Twitter. I'll give you the chance to plead your case if you want to be back here.
Ooh, look at that. Do we even want K-Falk to say anything? K-Falk, just show up on the final countdown.
I'm just going to stay on here with you, and we're going to talk for the next 10 minutes. It's be great.
I'm going to build some baseball lineups.
Leonardo DiCaprio going, I'm not leaving. Cue that GIF up right there of K-Falk right now.
So it's me, JSU, and Big T's always in there too. And now K-Falk stopping by. Are you kidding me? It's the final countdown, 45 minutes before lock of the NBA slate. We always start. You get their cores faster. You get JSU and Big T's cores faster because I got a thing behind it. Whatever. It's convoluted. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying. Congrats to our winner. What was her name? Doesn't matter.
Katie Ann Danforth.
Okay. And then you need to email info@runpuresports.com and say that you won. For title, Mangone, K-Falk, I'm Holden. Keep running pure.
Good luck, everybody.
Huge.